Test, test, test. Test, 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 test. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good afternoon and welcome to the judges, teachers, guests and all participants of Frsis 2025. Now I would like to introduce our judges today. The chief judge is Prof. Dr. Salamia Abdul Jamal, Professor Faculty of Hotel and Tourism Management, UITM Shah Alam, Deputy Dean of Student Affairs, FPHB. The second judge is Miss Suryati Mamat from SMS Dungun, and the third judge is Miss Nurul Shahida binti Muhammad Noor from SMS Raja Tun Azlan Shah. Now, and I, Muhammad Adam Akil bin Muhammad Firdaus from SBPI Sabak Bernam as your moderator today, while the timekeepers Arif Safwan bin Muhammad Izwan and Dani Asfar bin Darul Azwan are from Sekolah Menengah Sains Kuala Selangor. Now, let me introduce the rules. Each team should consist of presenter and technical assistants. The presentation must focus on sub-team assigned to the team. The duration of the presentation should not be more than 10 minutes. The bell will ring at once at the 9 minute and twice at 10 minutes. A question and answer session will be conducted after each presentation. Now, I would like to invite the first school, which is OPG World School from India.
Travel opens your heart, broadens your mind, and fills your life with stories to tell. Stories not just of breathtaking landscapes, but also of the local communities who nurture and preserve them. Good afternoon to everyone joining us on the other side of the screen. It is with great enthusiasm that we welcome you to our presentation. I am Nitya, your moderator for this session. Alongside me are my fellow teammates. Rakshita and Ritvi are speakers, and Ronak are rapporteur. Together, we're excited to take you on a journey through a topic that is not only timely but essential. Ecotourism, a catalyst for the diversification of local economies, focusing on the subtopic of decent work and economic growth. We hope to shed light on how ecotourism goes beyond scenic beauty, playing a pivotal role in empowering communities, protecting natural resources, and creating sustainable opportunities. Let
Okay, so coming to the main question, what is ecotourism? You see, it's a harmonious journey into nature where travelers seek beauty not only in landscapes and wildlife but also in sustainable living, cultural richness, and mindful exploration. It celebrates the elegance of untouched environments while nurturing them with respect and responsibility. Now, let's take a look at its scope. Firstly, we see that it minimizes environmental impact and fosters sustainable economic growth. We also see that it generates diverse employment opportunities for the locals and reduces reliance on ecologically harmful industries like the plastic industry. We also see that it promotes respect for local traditions, provides economic incentives for maintaining cultural heritage, and supports conservation efforts by channeling tourism revenue into protecting natural habitats.
Now, judges, let's start with a deep breath of clean forest filtered air. That's the India we dream of, where green tourism powers economic growth. Today, travel isn't just about beaches and buffets. It's about bamboo stays in Kaziranga, Tharu homestays, and floating on the Loktak Lake while learning about nature's revival. This isn't just tourism, it's transformation. In 2023, tourism added a 19.13 trillion to our GDP and supported 43 million jobs. That's not just a number, that's basket weavers in Kerala to mural artists in Madhya Pradesh to tribal women hosting guests in rural heartlands. India's national strategy for sustainable tourism is our seven-pillared eco manifesto, covering everything from biodiversity to education to certification. Campaigns like Travel for Life promote conscious, low impact travel, and the Swadesh Darshan 2.0 ties it all together, developing destinations into sustainable, inclusive ecosystems. Now, let's take a quick eco tour. Our first stop being Kaziranga, Assam, which is known for its electric safaris and eco shops, generating 109 million in revenue and having a youth-led conservation program. Next stop is the Dhudwa Tiger Reserve in UP, where 800 plus Tharu women are trained in handicrafts. That's not just eco-tourism, that's also eco-feminism in action. Coming to the Loktak Lake in Manipur, which is the world's only floating lake where tourism revives culture and funds restoration. This isn't just tourism, it's our green economic backbone.
Green tourism isn't just about preserving nature, it's also about empowering local communities, especially in rural and eco sensitive areas. We see that it creates jobs and improves living standards by involving locals as guides, homestay hosts, and artisans. This leads to financial stability and preserves cultural heritage. It promotes skill development, especially for women and youth, in fields like eco lodge management, nature guiding, handicraft production, building both income and confidence for the locals. Ecotourism also supports small community owned businesses, ensuring that profits stay local rather than going to outside corporations. It also fosters social cohesion by empowering women and indigenous groups through cooperatives and shared decision making. It drives green infrastructure that benefits both tourists and locals. And most importantly, it helps preserve cultural traditions closely tied to nature.
So, everyone, let's hear it from the real change makers. We spoke to three voices from around the world sharing how ecotourism is transforming lives and communities on the ground.
Danish people have strong opinion on the subject of ecology and of the importance of ecology versus a more capitalistic approach to nature. My personal background, it lies in the public school of Denmark, where I've first been a teacher for more than 20 years, and for the last 14 years, I've been a headmaster of a primary and secondary school in Denmark. My opinion on the importance of ecotourism will, of course, be affected by my background and my country. So, do local communities benefit directly from tourism activities, and are they involved in managing or guiding ecotours? Well, ecotours as such are not sold as a, you can say, vacation package. Many locals seek to avoid the wild nature in Denmark, which is often coastlines, forest, and sea around the country, to avoid them being polluted by overuse or simple misuse, people not caring for the environment. So therefore, I do indeed think the tourism industry in Denmark empowers local people economically and socially. In Denmark, the government makes the rules about the necessary restrictions to secure practice of environmental conservation.
In Oman, local communities are increasingly benefiting from tourism, especially in local tourism hotspots like Jabal Akhtar, Jabal Shams, Al Hamra, and coastal areas such as Sur and Musandam Peninsula, where many tourists have a lot of experiences like guided treks, wadi exploration, turtle watching, and village homestays. These are all run by local guides and families. These are all family businesses, provide both employment as well as direct income to the local people. While small scale tours like experience in the desert and a community guest house empowers Omanis to preserve local culture, some large scale tourism do happen, such as some luxury resorts and cruise operations, but still they're dominated by outside operators, meaning not all profits stay local. But the government has come up with initiatives like urbanization, and they're steadily shifting ownership of jobs to Omanis. Environmental conservation is also a very big aspect in tourism in Oman. There are few protected areas like Ras Al Zings and Damayanti Islands, where they enforce very strict visitor regulations, and they also emphasize sustainability. Local guides are trained in conservation. They ban single-use plastics in reserves.
We also interviewed Martini, a guide from Italy, who urged us to go beyond Rome and Venice, discovering hidden towns of Italy, supporting locals, and finding deeper, more authentic travel.
Now, to understand public opinion, we conducted a survey with 231 people globally, and the results were eye opening. From the survey, we found out that most travelers still rely on planes or private cars and are the highest polluters. While many know ecotourism means reducing environmental harm and staying in eco friendly places, fewer realize its role in uplifting local communities. Some even confused it with regular tourism, while many weren't even sure if their own city supports ecotourism or not. On the bright side, 88% consider sustainability important while choosing destinations. However, 71% feel that eco friendly options should be more affordable, showing that people care but want green travel to be meaningful and accessible. And 81.4% believe that tourism should be strictly regulated to protect nature. The message and concern, awareness matters, and we still have a lot of work to do.
While green tourism offers hope, we must face its downsides. Firstly, overcrowding causes trail erosion, and the fix is fewer visitors, eco walkways, and sustainable design. Secondly, plastic waste and poor sanitation demand strict waste systems and tourist education. Thirdly, wildlife disturbances from noise and feeding needs bans on contact and better guide training. Economically, we must keep profits local, not with big corporations. And to fight greenwashing, we must educate tourists to truly choose sustainable options. Now, judges, let's take a 1 minute world tour where passports aren't needed, just purpose. First stop, Costa Rica. This country didn't just plant trees, it planted a model. Since the 1990s, Costa Rica said, we'll make tourism green or we won't do it at all. Since 1997, eco lodges and trail jobs turned jungles into job hubs. The 280-kilometer Camino de Costa Rica links 16 communities, earning from food guides and homestays. Women led co ops now bring in 30% of the family incomes. That's ecofeminism.
Now, pack your eco friendly bags. We are flying to Nepal. With the Annapurna Conservation Area project, Nepal took the high road, literally. Tourism here protects biodiversity, empowers women, and funds development in regions where infrastructure once meant a dirt path and a prayer. Nepal's secret? Mixing culture, conservation, and community into one beautiful mountain blend. So, whether it's a rainforest in Costa Rica or an Himalayan pass in Nepal, one truth stands tall. Green tourism isn't just about where you go, it's about how many lives you lived along the way. Ecotourism is not just a journey through nature, but a pact with it to protect, preserve, and return renewed. Thank you to the judges for listening to our presentation. Thank you to all who filled our survey and participated in our interview. And special thanks to Ms. Arpita Datta for helping us through everything.
Now, with that, we conclude our presentation and are ready for the questions.
Now, I would like to ask the audience to give some question. Anyone? Now I would like to invite the judge to give some question.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. One of our questions is that what is actually the research problem or the research issue that lead you to do this research?
Can we just have a minute to discuss with our team before we answer? First of all, thank you for the question. The main problem that we faced in our research was that the awareness lagged. You know, there's a reason why we made the survey. We made sure that we share the survey globally so that we get a diverse response from people living in all the corners of the world. And we found out one main problem, that is that people do know this concept of ecotourism, but they don't know how to differentiate it from tourism, the regular tourism. And we also wanted to see the problems that, you know, stop them from actually approaching ecotourism rather than regular tourism, in which we found out that affordability is the one main reason why people, you know, go for planes, private cars, and do not actually approach sustainable approaches while traveling. So our main issue while researching was to find that one main reason why people don't go for ecotourism themselves. So the awareness was one of the main issues, because of which we made sure that through our presentation and through our approaches, we reach out to many people globally, and we can get many perspectives from their countries, and so that we can make awareness to all of. Thank you.
Okay, just now from the qualitative methodology, you interview several person. I mean, maybe several person from like Oman, from Denmark, right? Okay, the question is, why do you choose those countries and not interviewing people from your local, I mean, from India, for example?
From India, thing is, the survey that we made, we were easily able to, you know, reach out to a lot of people in India ourselves, because we have connections. With the interview, we wanted to get a global perspective in a very detailed manner. So we reached out to many countries, and we thought that Denmark, Oman, and Italy had one of the best perspectives, that actually, you know, we were able to connect with them and our presentation. And with the interviews, we just wanted to show everyone a global perspective in a very detailed manner. Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you for the wonderful presentation and beautiful insight. No, now and I will invite the second team, which is 15 Temmuz Şehitleri Anadolu Lisesi from Turkey.
Hello everyone. I am Elif Sude and my friends Aysema, Eylül and Zeynep. We student at 15 July Şehitleri Anatolian High School. And today we will talk about green tourism as a catalyst for diversification of local economies. Okay, let's get started. Purpose of our presentation: the increasing negative impact of mass tourism on natural and cultural resources have increased the need for more sustainable tourism practices. Sustainable tourism is a tourism that does not harm natural resources, cultural values, and local communities. Our aim is to prevent future generations from encountering tourism and jeopardizing their needs. In this presentation, we will discuss how green tourism contributes to the local economy while promoting environmental protection and sustainability. What is green tourism and why is it important? Green tourism aims to generate income for local communities by protecting environmental resources. This tourism approach promotes sustainable development by supporting nature-friendly activities. It ensures the protection of nature areas, ecosystems, and biodiversity, reduces the environmental impact of tourism through lower carbon emission and energy consumption. Local businesses are supported instead of large chain hotels, so revenue goes directly to local people. Local traditions, lifestyle, and architecture are kept alive throughout tourism. It aims to ensure that tourism continues to meet the needs of the present without jeopardizing the needs of future generations. Sub-branch of green tourism. Florotourism is a type of a nature tourism that includes activities such as observation of nature vegetation, discovery of endemic plants, botanical tours. We discussed florotourism due to the high diversity of endemic plants in our country and the suitable for our lands. Agritourism, agriculture tourism. It is a type of tourism where tourists experience farm life in rural areas. Nature tourism. It includes activities aimed at discovering natural beauties. Slow tourism. It aims to experience local culture by digesting without competing against time. Cultural sustainable tourism. Focus on the traditions, lifestyle, and handicraft of local people. Wellness and natural-based health tourism aims to spiritual and physical healing by interagent with the nature environment. Flortourism is tourism activities aimed at observing natural vegetation and exploring plant diversity. This type of tourism is particularly important in regions with high biodiversity. Flortourism not only offers an experience in touch with nature, but also creates a sustainable source of income for local economies. Flortourism generally focuses on nature walks, botanical tours, ecotourism activities, and the discovery of endemic plants. This type of tourism adopts a nature-friendly and environmentally sensitive travel approach. Contributions of flortourism to local economy. Contributing to the service sector. Flortourism directly increases income in the accommodation, catering, and transportation sectors. Tourists stay in local hotels, eat in restaurants, and use guide service for botanical tours, nature walks, and other activities. This increases the economic activity of local business. Accommodation sector. Flortourism is increasing the number of accommodation facilities, especially in rural and nature-infused areas. Accommodation options such as farmhouses, botanic hotels, and hotels are boosting the incomes of local entrepreneurs focusing on nature tourism. Food and beverage sector. With the arrival of tourists, local restaurants, cafes, and markets attract more customers. This is also increasing the demand for food producers. Transportation and guiding service. Local transportation service, private car rental, minibuses, walking tours, and guiding service also contributed to the economy. Guides create an additional source of income by providing tourists with information about the flora diversity of the region.
2. Job creation. Flortourism increases employment opportunities, especially in rural areas. Guides, hotel and restaurant workers are many other professions directly related to the tourism sector find work. New job opportunities arise especially for women and young people. In addition, local people can earn additional income through activities such as the production and sale of organic products grow in the nature tourism sector. 3. Sale of local products. Flortourism increases the sale of local products. For example, in Turkey, lavender soap, Turkish tea, Azer honey, strawberry jam, and rose gems attract the attention of tourists. Tourists interested allow local farmers and handicraft producers to offer their products to wider market. A. Herbal products, teas, oils, and soaps processed from endemic plants are among the souvenirs preferred by tourists. Sale of these products increase the expenditures of tourists coming to region. Handicrafts, handmade products with plant motifs and jewelry, clothing, and decorative items made with natural materials offer effective souvenirs for tourists. The leaf and flower motif you see on the side, the Turks to make motifs and banks, clothing, pillows to especially towel. For protection of natural resources, flortourism is a factor that increases awareness of natural conservation. The protection of natural vegetation and habitats ensure the sustainability of tourism. In areas where nature tourism is practiced, the conservation of natural resources, the encourage which of the long-term preserve the ecosystem balance of the region and incredibly benefits other sectors such as agriculture. 5. Extension of the tourism sector. Tourism helps the accurate tourists, especially during the off-season. Activities such as agriculture walks in the winter and discovery of endemic flowers in spring allow the tourists to visit region throughout the year. This reduces the impact of seasonal fluctuations of the regional economy.
Examples from Turkey. Sparta Rose and Lavender Gardens. Sparta is one of the best-known rose and lavender production centers in Turkey. Thanks to floral tourism, the region attracts tourists and products such as rosewater, lavender honey, lavender soap are offered for sale. In addition, festivals organized during the lavender harvest period revitalized the economy of the region. Kazmantins or Kaz Dağları is located between Balıkesir and Çanakkale. Balıkesir and Çanakkale, two cities in Turkey. Kazmantins attracts attention with its endemic plants and rich flora diversity. Local people earn income from botanical tours thanks to ecotourism activities and nature walks. Kazmantins also draws attention to nature conservation areas, its environmentally friendly tourism approach. This picture is at Lavanta Gardens. Next page. Munzur Valley. Munzur Valley is located in Tunceli. Tunceli is a city from Turkey. Munzur Valley National Park is an important destination for flora tourism. With its rich vegetation, nature tours and plant observations in the region contribute to the local economy and increase ecological awareness. Conclusions and recommendation. Flora tourism makes significant contributions to local economies as a nature-friendly and sustainable tourism model. However, some measures should be taken to ensure that these contributions are sustainable. Sustainable tourism planning should be made and nature conservation should be prioritized. Local people should be educated and encouraged. In this way, the people of region become more aware of flora tourism. Infrastructure investments should be made to meet the needs of tourists and facilitate access to tourism areas. Nature conservation policies should be stringent and biodiversity conservation should be encouraged. These pictures, both of them grew up in Munzur Valley. This is purple tulip and other Balian hyacinth. In conclusion, flora tourism is an important tourism model that contributes to the economic development of local people by protecting natural resources. Next page. Thank you for your attention. I hope we explained it well. Thank you so much for everything. I would also like to thank our teacher Sevda, who is always with us. Thank you.
And now I would like to invite the audience to give the question. And now I will let the judges to give some question.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. We saw 3 nice destination of flora, right? Flora destination in Turkey, very beautiful. Do tourists have to pay to go to that destination?
We have 1 minute. Talk about each other.
Yes, Sparta, Tunceli, Rize, a lot of city is attracts to tourists.
Okay. In your research, you mentioned that you interview. You do interview, right? For qualitative research. So may we know that who do you interview and how many of them?
We talk about 20 people, and we interviewed 20 people to work it.
Hi, girls. My question is, it is mentioned in your abstracts that floral tourism raises environmental awareness while preserving natural ecosystems. My question is, who play the responsible role to sustain the environment as you kept getting more and more tourists to come to your attractive places?
Please, can you repeat that? I don't hear.
Okay, sure. In your abstract, you have mentioned that flora tourism raises environmental awareness while preserving natural ecosystems. My question is, who play the responsible role to sustain the environment as you are getting more and more tourists to your place?
Ministry of Tourism and Ministry of Environment and Urbanization and Governorships. Are responsible.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, in your abstract, you mentioned about investment in eco-friendly infrastructure. Can you elaborate more on the infrastructure?
I don't understand this. Can you repeat that?
Okay, in your abstract, you mentioned about the eco-friendly infrastructure. Can you please elaborate on that?
Rising local economic income, sales of lavender, roses, sage, and similar products have led to an income increases of lower 100% for local producers. Sales of nature and handmade products have contributed to the 30% increase in the women's local entrepreneurship.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for everything.
Thank you for the beautiful insight and wonderful slide. Now I would like to next invite the third group, which is Pakphanang School from the Thailand.
Question. Help me. Test. Have a look. No.
ได้ค่ะ มันจะได้ยิน Test. Test. Tourism is not just travel, it's a tool to grow local economies and empower communities, one journey at a time. Good afternoon to the honorable judges, hosts, esteemed guests, and fellow friends of academia. We are Team Green Spy from Pakphanang School, Thailand. Today, we proudly present our ecotourism business plan titled Pakphanang SOULSCAPE, a one-day ecotourism business plan for sustainable economic growth. Let us begin by introducing our team. Petnasha Bunya Padipa, Technical Assistant. Anapat Promdam, Reporter. Nasha Ponsit, Presenter. And I am Tashinok Ragdi, the moderator of this presentation. This project was developed under the supervision of our dedicated teacher, Miss Notisha Tongata. Our theme is ecotourism, aligned with the sub-theme for green tourism, a catalyst for diversification of local economies, which directly supports SDG 8, decent work and economic growth. This project also aligns with the other sustainable development goals, such as SDG 4, quality education, by promoting awareness and training in sustainable tourism. Next, SDG 11, sustainable cities and communities, by empowering local development, and also SDG 15, life on land, by protecting ecosystems and promoting biodiversity. Through green tourism, we aim to drive economic resilience, cultural appreciation,
and environmental responsibility, all in one sustainable journey. Today, we will walk you through the following sections. First, about Pakphanang City, problem statements, research objectives, research methodology and tools, community data and statistics, research analysis, business plan and travel itinerary, pricing plans, findings, challenges and recommendations. Let's dive to our presentation and explore how a one-day ecotourism business plan can empower local communities and raise sustainable economic growth. This map shows our journey from Pakphanang School to Gula Selangor Science School. We travel over 10 hours to share our project. Rooted in Pakphanang, a coastal district in Nakhon Si Thammarat, southern Thailand. Known for its rich natural beauty, cultural heritage, and untapped potential for green tourism, is the iconic Lantalumpuk Peninsula. Its local industries, such as the biomills, renewable opportunity, and environmental impact. Despite these valuable assets, Pakphanang remains economically underdeveloped. The potential of ecotourism has yet to be realized, and the community struggle with issues such as poor waste management, limited job opportunity, especially for the elderly, and a lack of sustainable tourism initiatives. This brings us to the heart of our project, rooted in Pakphanang. Creating a one-day ecotourism business plan that not only showcases in Pakphanang unique charm, but also offer a sustainable solution to these economic and environmental challenges. Our study aims to design a one-day ecotourism model that promotes local income and sustainable livelihoods. 2. Assess community attitudes and readiness toward ecotourism participation. And 3. Identify sustainable practices that protect natural assets while encouraging responsible consumption.
This study employs a quantitative research methodology. The data were collected using structured questionnaire distributed to 390 residents in Pakphanang, including fishermen, farmers, vendors, government officers, tourism providers, and students in Pakphanang district. Non-probability sampling technique were used, including convenience sampling and snowball sampling. And for the data analysis, descriptive statistics including percentage, mean, and standard deviation were used to analyze the data. Next, research process including 1. Identify the problem. 2. Set objective. 3rd, design instrument and business plan. After that, select and survey participant. Next, analyze and interpret results. And finally, we make recommendations. This slide shows community demographic or percentage of various kind of occupation, such as tourism provider, government officers, vendors, and students. For the data analysis, show very strong support from community for ecotourism's initiative in Pakphanang based on responses from 390 respondents. 1. Community readiness is in high level. 2. Residents are highly welcoming and open to tourists visiting their community. 3. There is strong belief that ecotourism can benefit the local community. The mean is 4.53, which is very high level. Next, support for one-day ecotourism is also very high. And lastly, most respondents are already familiar with the concept of ecotourism. Overall mean score is 4.41. Standard deviation is 0.62. Interpretation very high. For the community demonstrates strong awareness, enthusiasm, and also readiness for ecotourism. These results affirm the feasibility and the community alignment with Pakphanang SOULSCAPE initiative. Pakphanang SOULSCAPE one-day ecotourism business plan. 1. Business concept. To create an immersive, sustainable travel experience in Pakphanang, and also to promote environmental awareness, cultural appreciation, and the community income. Next, to promote environmental awareness and cultural appreciation and community income. And 2, target market, eco-conscious domestic, international travelers, and also school or university group, family, and tourists in southern Thailand. 3, tour package, itinerary, pricing strategy, and revenue forecast we show you after this. 6, operational plan, partner with local guide, farms, food vendors, and boat operators, and also train local on hospitality, waste management, and basic English. And next, promote via Facebook, Instagram, and partnership with school and agency. Next, marketing plan. Slogan Pakphanang SOULSCAPE. Let your soul escape the world. Poster, reels, travel blogs, and crowd promotion with eco brands and offer good packages. 8. Sustainability strategy. Eco-friendly transport, reusable materials, and also zero single-use plastic. 9. Risk management. Monitor weather, partner reliability, health, and safety protocols, and also backup indoor activity during storms. And 10, success indicator, a number of tour per month, local employment generated, and tourist satisfaction and return visits. And here's our one-day tour itinerary. In the morning, we're going to enjoy eating local breakfast at Pakphanang Century Market, which is Khanom Chin. And also, we're going to have mangrove forest tour and planting activity. We're going to have visit turbine mills and also royal accommodation and learn about Utok with Purpose Watergate. In the afternoon, we gotta have lunch on riverboat with local dishes, pomelo, and also dessert. And we're gonna visit fishing community and learn about traditional life at Gotshai Land. In the evening, we're gonna take picture with picturesque sunset view at Riverfront Market and visit the floating market for local souvenir, local craft shopping, and enjoy local food from community vendors. And here's our pricing plan. 1 to 5 packs is 100 ringgit Malaysia. 6 to 15 pack is 90 ringgit. And here's our hot sale right now. 16 to 20 packs is 80 ringgit. Our revenue forecast with a group of 15 people, we will approximately get 1,315 ringgit Malaysia per day. For the research finding, review a very strong community support, especially from youth and elders, with optimism for income opportunity and enthusiasm to welcome tourists, indicating Pakphanang readiness to embrace ecotourism to the proposed one-day Pakphanang SOULSCAPE model. For the challenges and recommendation, key challenges include limited time, limited budget, insufficient infrastructure, and the need for community training. To overcome these, collaboration between public sector and private sector is essential. Empowering both youth and elderly through capacity building and promoting the project by our youth-led digital campaign will ensure long-term ecotourism success. Because ecotourism is more than just travel, it's a commitment to care, connect, and conserve. We believe our business plan can truly transform Pakphanang into a thriving, sustainable destination. Pakphanang SOULSCAPE, let your soul escape the chaos of the world. Thank you very much. Terima
ขอบ
kasih.
คุณค่ะ
Thank you. Now, I would like to invite the audience to ask some questions.
Has anyone have a question?
Does anyone have any question?
You can raise your hand.
Next, I would like to invite the judges to ask some questions.
Okay, thank you for your presentation.
you so
Just now, we mentioned that one day trip for us is not enough.
Okay.
Okay. Just now you mentioned about you're doing quantitative methodology, right? So
Yes.
you're doing survey,
Yes.
and you mentioned that you use two types of sampling design.
Yes.
So one of it is snowball sampling
Yes.
Yes,
design.
yes,
So can you elaborate how do you apply that snowball sampling design?
At first, let me mention about convenience sampling first. Convenience sampling is about when I collect the data at the market and I ask people to, I gotta have business proposal with question paper bits and also ask them. And after that, it's gonna be the
person to person.
snowball sampling. Snowball sampling when the people already did our question and maybe they send Google form question to another person. The first person sent to another person, first person to the second person sent to the third person, and we
Yes.
sharing like this. Is it like throwing snowball to each other? Is this a snowball question, a snowball sampling? Yeah, something like that.
Another question is that just now when you show us the pie chart of the demographic finding, okay,
demographics.
we saw that 50% of the respondent are students, right?
Uh-huh.
Almost 50, almost half are students.
Students.
Okay. When you talk about your 1 day package, okay, do you think that students they can afford in terms of the pricing of that package?
Yeah. As I say, it's a 1 day ecotourism. If they can support, this one actually commodity demographic about occupation, right? And when we do our questionnaire, we ask a lot of questions. It's the occupation and also the attitude and readiness. We ask them if they're ready or not. And student is one of the commodity. We ask many occupation in our community to decrease bias. Yes, and student is one of our commodity. For the student, I think maybe they can afford, but our 1 day ecotourism is about adventurous, and we sure that many of students are interested in our tourism plan. Yes, because it's quite adventurous for students.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so
Terima kasih,
much. Terima
Pak Putra.
kasih.
Thank you, Pakphanang School Thailand, for the wonderful presentation just now. Next.
Test, test. Test.
Test 1 2 3 test 1 2 3 Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Test
Test.
test
Test. 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 Test.
Next, let's hear from Sekolah Menengah Sains Tuanku Syed Putra for the next presentation.
Do you guys know the PERLIS state government has organized the Visit PERLIS 2024-2025 program, which aimed to attract tourists to the state. This program had a positive impact on the community as homestay owners are able to earn additional income, thereby reducing economic dependency. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon. We are the representative from Sekolah Menengah Sains Tuanku Syed Putra, and we would like to present our findings on our research titled Homestay and Ecotourism Catalyst for Local Economic Growth in PERLIS. Ladies and gentlemen, first, I would like to introduce our team, which include Ms. Kaur as our teacher advisor, me, Alia, as the moderator, my presenter partner Ali, our technician assistant Harith, and our rapporteur Izzati. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce our problem statement, which is the economic growth of PERLIS lacks recognition from people around the world. Furthermore, we have done our research under the objective of to analyze the contributions of homestay and ecotourism towards economic in PERLIS and to determine the main factor tourists enjoy visiting PERLIS. From our research, we have concluded several factors. The first one is natural attractions. Many tourists are drawn to PERLIS because of its mesmerizing and charming sceneries, which offer a peaceful retreat from urban life. For example, places like Wangkelan Viewpoint, Gua Kelam, and PERLIS State Park captivate visitors with their breathtaking landscape, unique geological features, and rich biodiversity. These natural wonders not only attract nature lovers, but also support various ecotourism activities such as hiking, cave exploration, and bird watching. The second factor is induced economic contributions. There are some society that have decided to build homestay because they want to generate additional income so that they can reduce their economical dependency. This initiative not only supports their economic well-being, but also enhance ecotourism experience by offering authentic glimpse into local culture and daily life. Ladies and gentlemen, we have gathered our data using mixed method. The first method is quantitative method, which is questionnaires using Google Form. Our Google Form consists of 10 questions using the 5 Likert scales and answered by 117 respondents. The second method is qualitative method, which is an interview that we have done with 10 homestays operators and 10 tourists from the other countries. All of our respondents are above 18 from around the world, such as Thailand, Indonesia, Pakistan, and Brunei.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have chosen 4 questions from our questionnaire. And the first question is, homestays in PERLIS offer good value for the price you pay. As you can see here, 80.2% of respondents have agreed and strongly agreed with this statement because, in my opinion, since PERLIS is not located in the middle of a city, making the state having low rate of living costs, and this will let the tourists to rent homestays easily. Most homestays in PERLIS are tagged at a price below 250 ringgit, making it easier for tourists that are visiting PERLIS and are looking for a place to stay in. For the second question, the mesmerizing sceneries in PERLIS influence you to stay in homestay. As you can see here, 78.4% of the respondents have also agreed and strongly agreed with this statement because based on our research, PERLIS does offers places that have beautiful landscapes and mesmerizing sceneries. For example, Wangkelan Viewpoint and Masjid Al-Husain in Kuala PERLIS. Moving on to the third question, you enjoy trying local cuisine while staying at homestay in PERLIS. From this slide, we can see that 77.8% of respondents have also agreed with this statement because PERLIS has various of delicious food such as harum manis, ketupat, pulut mangga, laksa, and many more. For the fourth and the last question, your stay in PERLIS allow you to experience ecotourism activities, for instance, nature visits and exploring ecotourism site. We can see that 82.2% of respondents have agreed with this statement. And in my opinion, this data that we have gathered is very realistic because, as I said earlier, PERLIS does offers places that have beautiful landscapes and mesmerizing sceneries. And these places too are suitable for ecotourism activities. But we can see here, 3.6% of respondents have disagreed with this statement. Why is that so? Well, we can assume that they don't just visit PERLIS for the ecotourism activities, but instead, they have business meetings to attend or job offers to be done. From this slide, we can see that PERLIS has many interesting avenues that are related to ecotourism activities. For example, hiking, cave exploration, and bird watching. We also have conducted interviews with 10 homestay operators and 10 tourists from the other countries, and their answers are gathered for us to make some conclusions. For the first question, we can see that tourists said that homestays in PERLIS are comfortable and affordable, which means that they are very satisfied with the amenities that were provided for them. This is a great sign that PERLIS economic growth are getting the recognition needed. For the second question, we can see that tourists said that homestays in PERLIS are review-based, price-driven, and tranquil. Review-based means that the quality and popularity of homestays in PERLIS are influenced by the reviews that were given from tourists. Meanwhile, price-driven means that hosts of the homestays tend to attract guests that are budget-conscious and are looking for a low value of homestays. Lastly, tranquil means homestays in PERLIS are very relaxing and a safe place to live in. From our research, we found that 80% of homestays operators agree that ecotourism in PERLIS have brought a positive impact towards their homestay business. This shows that homestay operators believe that when tourists come to enjoy nature in PERLIS, they do not only stay at homestays, but instead they also spend their money on local food, souvenirs, and transportation. Therefore, small businesses create more job opportunities, such as cooks, tour guides, and drivers for the local community. Statistics have shown that 89.52% of tourists identify ecotourism activities as their primary motivation for them to visit PERLIS. Okay, this is important. We come up with solutions to overcome our problem statement that have been stated earlier, and these solutions require efforts from various parties like family, government, and society. For the first solutions, parents should bring their children to ecotourism spots to nurture their children's appreciation towards the environment, so that in the future, their children are more likely to support and contribute to ecotourism ventures. And this will ensure long-term sustainability and continuous local income. The government of PERLIS also need to improve rural infrastructure such as roads, transport, signage, and basic amenities like cleanliness, safetyness, and accommodation to enhance tourist experience and accessibility in PERLIS. They also need to support ecotourism operators like, for example, NCER, also known as Northern Corridor Economic Region, so that they can give through trainings, incentives, and marketing to boost local entrepreneurship and tourism appeal. Next, MOTAC, also known as Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, need to ensure the sustainability of homestays in PERLIS by regulating the homestay industry, promoting community-based tourism, and supporting the development of sustainable homestay practices. Lastly, the Society of PERLIS also needs to launch a campaign to highlight the benefits of economic development in PERLIS and how it can positively impact their daily lives. For instance, increased salaries and more job opportunities.
To conclude our presentation, PERLIS mesmerizing sceneries play a crucial part in enhancing ecotourism activities by offering tourists a unique blend of natural beauty and cultural richness. In the end, we hope that with continued appreciation and responsible development, PERLIS mesmerizing sceneries will remain preserved for future generations. We also wish that the economy in PERLIS will gradually increase each year so that its economy will be recognized by the countries that are on the top of the world economy leaderboard. As our Chief Minister of PERLIS, Muhammad Shukri Ramli, said before, tourism fuels dynamic growth, sparks prosperity, and uplifts lives far and wide. With that, that's all from us. Thank you. For your additional information, these are some of the articles and journals that we have read to gain more insight while doing our research.
Now, I would like to invite audience to ask questions. Anyone?
I see your plan. I wonder about price driving. Can you please describe it delicately?
Pardon?
The price driving.
By?
Price driving.
Price driven.
Price driven.
Okay. So you want me to elaborate about price driven? Okay. So price driven means that hosts of homestays all are also named as homestay operators. Then always to attract guests that are budget conscious and are looking for a low value of price of homestays, which means that they always try to target homestays tenants that are looking for a cheap homestays, a low value of homestays. Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, I would like to invite the judges to ask the questions.
All right. Hi. Your data survey included people of different countries. The tourists came to your hometown, right? Okay. My question is, can you give us the time frame of how you conducted or carry out the survey, or you just get it from the literature review?
From the other country.
Thank you for the question. Miss Nurul, am I right? Okay, to answer that question, Miss Nurul, okay, we took 1 month actually to complete our survey and interviews. Does that answer your question?
Okay, just now in your findings, okay, you show us all the, what we call that, the pie chart, right? And then we can see that for almost all the questions, you have 10 questions, right? Majority of the answer is like they agree.
Yes.
They agree and they
agree and
strongly
they
agree. But then at the same time, I observe that almost all the question, you have a slight percentage of respondent who disagree, like maybe 1%, not more than 2% who disagree.
Yes.
Did you look into basically who are they and why they disagree? I mean, who are they?
Thank you for your questions. So to answer your questions, there are, like Ali said just now, there are some people, tourists that come to PERLIS because they have a job meeting or they have work to do in PERLIS. So they cannot enjoy the ecotourism activities in PERLIS.
Meaning they are not, they don't come to enjoy to as a traveler,
Yeah.
but
So
they come as a business person.
Yes.
so they cannot experience PERLIS
Ecotourism
accessibility.
activities.
But unfortunately, they are also your respondent.
Yes, yes, unfortunately.
Okay, so that's why. All right. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sekolah Menengah Sains Tuanku Syed Putra, for the informative presentation just now. Next, I would like to invite Sekolah Menengah Sains Kepala Batas to present.
Test, test. Panel. A simple question that pops in our mind when we first research this topic. Green goals or green gimmicks. But before that, empowering excellence through quality, coming straight from the heart of Penang, within Subteam 4, Green Tourism and Catalyst for Diversification of Local Economies, we bring you today our research with the topic of the illusion of sustainability, greenwashing practices in Malaysian tourism. A wise man once said, greeting is the best way to start a day. So ladies and gentlemen, allow us to warmly welcome you all. Assalamualaikum, a very good day I bid to the Mr. Moderator, wise timekeepers, panel of dedicated adjudicators, fellow reporters, and not to forget to all members of the floor. As we begin, allow us to introduce ourselves. My name is Frsis as the presenter.
My name is Fada Badrina as the rapporteur.
My name is Ifa Zahra. As the moderator of the group, behind the scenes, we have our technical assistant, Arif Hakimi, and our supervising teacher, Mr. Faris Afizi. We are the representatives of Kepala Batas Science Secondary School. Ladies and gentlemen, the word on the screen might ring some bells, but please allow me to elaborate on it further. Ecotourism is responsible travel to natural places that helps protect the environment and support local communities by creating jobs and preserving culture. Moving forward, what is greenwashing? Greenwashing in ecotourism refers to the deceptive acts of promoting tourism businesses or destinations as environmentally friendly or sustainable, while their actual practices are harmful towards the environment.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, here why we believe that greenwashing deserves our full attention. Greenwashing is the second most critical case in Malaysia. As you can see here, statistics have shown that greenwashing is the second behind climate change and flooding. So enough with that, let's now discuss the factor that let us highlight greenwashing as our primary concerns. So first of all, it undermines trust in the ecotourism market. Ecotourism thrives on credibility. So when businesses falsely claim to be eco-friendly, it creates confusion and distrust among travelers. Tourists who feel misled might avoid returning or sharing positive experiences, which directly affecting local tourism income and reputations. So moving on. It distorts market and hurts real innovators. So greenwashing gives unfair competitive advantages to companies that spend on marketing fake eco claims instead of real sustainability. So, for example, real eco business owner argues that when they protect nature, helping local tourism, give green places to stay, which promote real sustainability, that is hard to compete with them. So, this is where the unfairness begins.
Well, Malaysia's tourism industry is adopting eco-friendly initiatives in response to the global sustainability trends. However, the rise of greenwashing undermines the credibility of genuine ecotourism efforts. This erodes public trust and prevents local communities from fully benefiting from authentic ecotourism. As a result, sustainable businesses struggles to grow and support local economies effectively. Now, let me walk you through to the aims of our research. Firstly, to explore how ecotourism as a catalyst can create jobs and support local communities. Second, to examine how greenwashing hinders the diversification of local economies through ecotourism. And lastly, to provide possible solutions for this problem. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to ensure this research is evidence-based and reliable, a clear methodology was designed and followed. Firstly, we conducted an umbrella review to analyze existing research on ecotourism and greenwashing. In addition, a semi-structured interview was held with a victim of greenwashing, Ms. Fatin Alisha. Now, let us all hear what she had to say in this interview.
I chose the resort because it advertised itself as an eco-village that supports local communities and also protects the environment. But once I arrived, I noticed they used a lot of plastic and there was no waste separation, and also the staff didn't seem trained in sustainable practices. It felt like they just used eco as a marketing term.
Therefore, based on this interview, it helps us gather first-hand perspectives on how greenwashing affects ecotourism in real-life situations.
Okay, so the key findings. So this is the key findings on greenwashing and ecotourism in Malaysia. Well, first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, how can ecotourism create jobs and support local community? Well, first and foremost, ecotourism encourage community-based enterprise by promoting small-scale businesses like homestays and eco-lodges, which are often run by locals, allowing them to earn directly from tourism while preserving the environment and culture. Furthermore, job creation in rural and ecologically rich areas helps local people earn money in different ways. It offers employment not only in tourism services, but also in eco-friendly products, crafts, and conservation efforts. Last but not least, sustainable tourism supports long-term economic growth, which helps make local economies stronger. Tourists who care about nature often spend more on local goods and services, which make the communities to grow and depend less on large-scale tourism.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, key findings number 2, how greenwashing affect trust in ecotourism. So first of all, tourist confusion and mistrust. So many tourists can tell which businesses are eco-friendly and which are just pretending. So because of this, they are stop trusting eco labels and supporting local and avoid supporting local ecotourism. So this hurts honest businesses and makes eco-conscious traveler more careful and doubtful. So moving on to the next one, bring marketing over real actions. So some businesses focus more on looking green than actually being green. They use words like sustainable or eco-friendly in ads, but don't follow real environmental practices. So this weakens trust in ecotourism and makes the term sustainable lose its real value. Drop in certifications. So eco certifications like My Hijau are supposed to help tourists find real green businesses, but when some companies misuse these labels, it creates doubt to the tourists. So tourists begin to question if the label is true and lost trust in all businesses, even the honest one.
So now we will have a look at ecotourism's potential in Malaysia. Okay, so Malaysia's tourism industry is expected to contribute 10.5% to the country's GDP in 2024, with 217 community-based homestays growing from 5 in 1995 to 217 in 2023, reflecting significant growth in local ecotourism. This growth is a testament to the country's commitment towards sustainable tourism. As for greenwashing challenges in Malaysia, 39% of travelers distrust eco-labels, with over 450 worldwide eco-labels. The lack of clear checks and rules make people less confident about eco-friendly travel. Additionally, 42% of green claims are misleading, damaging trust, and affecting certified ecotourism businesses globally.
So having explored the challenges of greenwashing in ecotourism in Malaysia, let's now take actions to restore and promote genuine sustainability. So this is the initiative that we came up. First of all, strengthen policy enforcement. So improve monitoring and apply strict penalties to stop false environmental claims. Okay, second of all, improve public awareness. Educate tourists and communities to recognize real ecotourism practices. And last one, refine certification standards, which is we make sustainability certification strict and transparent to ensure only genuine eco-friendly businesses are approved.
To summarize our presentation today, the conclusions that we could make based on the research that has been done are, firstly, greenwashing is a significant issue in Malaysia's tourism industry, where businesses use misleading environmental claims to confuse travelers and undermine public trust. This led to the loss of economic opportunities
and hinders local communities from growing sustainable businesses. Current regulations and eco certifications like My Hijau are insufficient to stop greenwashing, are insufficient sorry, are, are insufficient to stop greenwashing, are too weak to stop false claim, so better enforcement and public awareness are essential.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll end with this. The issue at hand is too important to ignore, and the time to act is now. The evidences are clear, the solutions are within reach, and the need for change is undeniable. Thank you for listening, and we hope we've made strong case for why this matters, not just in theory, but in real tangible ways.
That's all for me. Thank you.
Now, I would like to invite audience to ask some questions.
Assalamualaikum. Thank you for your presentation, Sabah. I'm Muhammad Muzaffar, and I'm curious about just one thing. How aware is the Malaysian public about greenwashing?
Okay, thank you so much for your questions. Okay. Based on our research, Malaysian public's awareness about greenwashing is actually still low to moderate. Based on the solid evidence, a 2022 survey of World Wildlife Fund's Malaysia Tourism find that even while over 70% of Malaysians want to support sustainable brands, there are still less than half confidently identify misleading or fake eco claims products. I hope that answers your questions.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. My question is, what are some possible effects on Malaysia's tourism future if more people in the world will stop believing the country's ecotourism claims because of greenwashing? Thank you.
Okay, to answer your question, Malaysia may actually lose their tourists who actually believe in ecotourism, and this would lead to less income for the local communities in Malaysia. So this will also damage the image that Malaysia has regarding its green and eco-friendly travel destinations. Thank you.
Okay, hello, Assalamualaikum. Thank you for your presentation. So I have a question. So I'm really curious, how do you guys tell the difference between actual greenwashing and actual green initiatives in Malaysia? Thank you.
Thank you for your questions.
So there will be a new technology that will be introduced, which is digital verification tools. So, for example, MGTC, which is also known as Malaysia Green and Technology and Climate Change Corporation, is developing.
Sorry to interrupt, but let me clarify it's more better. So first of all, there's MGTC, which is Malaysian Green Technology and Climate Change Corporations, which they introduced a new QR code-based system for the ecotourism places, so that the tourists can actually scan and actually know to the biodata of the ecotourism places, and then they know if the ecotourism places in the Mahijau or Sirin system to ensure that they are real sustainable practices ecotourism places. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Now, I would like to invite the judges to ask questions.
Okay, just now in your suggestion, okay, one of the suggestion you mentioned that you are going to educate the tourists Okay. So the question is, how are you going to go about educating the tourists?
Okay, thank you for your questions. So first of all, our initiative is to improve public awareness. So we believe that educate tourists and communities about to recognize real ecotourism practices is relevant because many tourists don't know what is real ecotourism is. So we need to teach them using like camping, workshop, or simple informations like some poster when they go to ecotourism places. So this will help them, the tourists trust more in the ecotourism places and push companies to be more honest rather than just doing exploitation about saying that let's go green and we're going to be eco-friendly but then actually harm to the environment. Thank you. I hope that answered the questions.
Thank you, Sekolah Menengah Sains Kepala Batas, for the wonderful presentation just now. Now that our day has come to an end, thank you for all of the judges for your time. Thank you for all of our presenters for the wonderful presentation. Thank you for all of the audiences for your attention. Thank you.